Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shellcraft One and my old barn door and barn door treasures on eBay. And I thought we would take a minute or just a few minutes today and show you a quick and easy project that you can do for that someone special that you want to make a gift for that doesn't take you forever to do. We're getting close to Christmas. You know, we're coming down to the wire, and you know, what if you think of that particular someone special that has everything that you don't know what to get them? Make them something. And so I thought I would show you a quick and easy project for you to be able to make them a Christmas gift that gives them a little piece of your heart too. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a different spin on an altered book. But it's going to be much quicker and easier than making a whole journal. So I have here a Reader's Digest book, but you can use any kind of book that you have. I just happen to have this one sitting near me, but I mean, you can use any kind of book. You know, I really like this one. I have an old encyclopedia. You could use something like that, or an old reader. You could use something like that. Or you can use, you know, like a little book that you get from the Dollar Tree. Anything that you can get your hands on quick, because this is kind of being catered as a quick make project. So all you're going to need is your book, some scrapbook papers or some pretty papers. It doesn't even have to be scrapbook papers. It can be, you know, those old vintage computer papers or stationery, whatever you have on hand that you can grab quickly. I'm going to use a ruler because I'm going to tear all of my pages, but if you want to cut, you can have a trimmer or scissors. You need glue and a bone folder, and that's basically all you need to do this project. Super quick, super easy, and it's not going to take us a whole lot of time. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is we want to open up our book, and I will go ahead and be transparent with y'all. I already started this video and it was terrible, so I restarted. So I already have one page done, but we're just going to kind of go here to the middle and make up for it. Okay, so I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to lay it into the spine there, just like so, and that's going to give me, you know, I don't know, my ruler's maybe 1.5 inches wide. You can go 1 inch, 1.5 inches, and I'm just going to take this like so, and I'm just going to tear this page out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a template to get the right size or the right height of paper. So I'm just going to grab, and I literally just grabbed a handful of scrapbook and paper off the shelf. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this sideways here, and I'm going to line it up on my lines just so I can get a good straight tear. And then I'm going to line my book page up so that I know how tall my page needs to be. And then I'm going to go just a hair shorter than the actual height of that book page. I'm going to move that out of the way, and I'm just going to tear like so. Okay, and then I'm going to bring my book back over, and I'm going to go and find my page that I just tore out. And then I'm going to lay it in here like so. Now you can go a little taller, and I probably will go a little taller on the next one because you're going to have a gap on the top and the bottom if you don't. But for this, for now, we're going to use this. And then what I'm going to do in order to, I'm going to make myself a template, okay, to know how I want to tear all of my pages. So I'm just going to fold that right there. And then I'm going to know that that's going to be the length. That's going to be how long I need my pages to be. Okay, so I'm going to bring my page back down here, line it up on my lines, take my ruler, and I'm just going to tear that portion out. Okay, so now we have our first page for our book. And I'm going to fold this back over this way, because this is going to be the way I want it to be in there. And I'm going to bring my book over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this page. I'm going to decide which side I want it to be on, because this one is kind of all willy-nilly like the design of it is. So it doesn't really matter what's up or what's down. So I'm just going to slide this kind of right in there. And I'm going to take my glue stick. I was going to use this page as a template, but since I got it too short, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the book. So I'm just going to put some glue on my page like so, and then I'm going to line this up like that, and then I'm just going to lay that page down into it. Okay, and then once I get that laid down, then I'm just going to put some glue all over my page here, and then put it on this part of the page too. And then we're just going to fold this one in into the glue just like so. And there we have our first page in our altered book. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do another one and get it a little bit longer because I don't like how these are sticking out. So what I'll do is I'll go in and trim those down. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and get me another template made, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tear as many pages as I feel like I kind of might need to go in the book, and I'm only going to tear out a few pages at a time and add these pages in so that I can kind of tell when my book is getting, you know, too thick. I don't want it to have alligator mouth. So, you know, a lot of times when you do an altered book, you go ahead and rip the majority of the pages out, and you can do that if you feel comfortable doing that, but this is just a little bit easier for me to do it this way so that I don't get the alligator mouth. So I've made myself a template to help me to be able to just grab a whole stack of pages, get them torn down to the right size so that I can have them prepared to go into the book. So I'll just do that real quick. Now once I have them all torn down to size, and I may need more than this, but I'm going to start with this and then we'll go from there. But once I have them all torn down to size, I'm going to take a piece of one of the book pages that I tore out of the book, and we're going to measure to see where we need our fold to be. So I'm just going to basically flip my pages over like this. I'm going to line my book page up on the corner edge over here. And then I'm just going to take my ruler and place it on the spine of the book page, or the inside of the book page. And I'm just going to start folding my pages up like so. And you probably only be able to do a few of these this way at a time because it, you know, your stack kind of gets thick. So I'm going to take those like that and fold them over. Make sure everything lines up good. I mainly want the top edge and the bottom edge to line up, and then I'm just going to take my bone folder, and then I have a page ready. So I'm just going to make myself a stack of them, and then once I get my little stack ready, we'll come back. Okay, so now that we have our little stack ready, we're ready to bring our book in and go ahead and start. We're going to tear pages and glue pages, tear pages and glue pages until we get the book to the thickness that we want it to be. So I'm just going to do that really quickly because I've already shown you, but I've shown you how to do this, but I want to show you real quick. If there are pages that you want to make a pocket out of instead of having it just a flat page, then I'll show you how to do that type real quick. So let's see, I kind of don't like that gray up against this. Let's do this one up against it. So we're just going to slide this on to our little page piece here just to make sure we are where we want to be, and we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little circle punch. You don't have to have this. You can cut it. You can put a little slit in it. But I'm just going to use the circle punch. And then we would just glue on the sides, on the insides and the bottom of this page. And I'll show you what I mean. So we're just going to put a little glue here. Like so. We're going to slide this in to our page where we want it. I'm going to get it placed where I want it to be, and then I'm going to go ahead and rub that in. Okay, like that. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue here on the bottom. Whoops, I've got 2 of those in there. Didn't realize that, but it's okay. It's not going to hurt anything to have 2 in there. Actually, it'll make it a little more stable. So we're just going to go ahead and glue that bad boy in there. Okay. And then we're going to go down the side, the inside right here. And then we're just going to lay our paper into the glue. Excuse me. I'm going to bend this and slide it up underneath this little extra piece here that's kind of poking out, because we're going to cover that later on with some washi tape, so you won't even be able to see that, because you see right here how this is kind of coming loose. Well, if you put washi in between, it adds a pretty effect to it, but it also makes sure that you don't have those gaps coming up to where your page catches and it creases it in a way that you don't want it to crease it. Okay, so now it's just going to be a matter of a repeating process, but really quickly, if you don't have the little circle punch that I used, you can take your piece, and whichever side is going to be the front side, so this would be the front side, unfold it, okay, and then you're going to fold it in half. You're not going to crease it. You're just going to fold it down to the center, and if you take your scissors here and you just cut at an angle across the top like so, then that will give you a little thumb pocket, or a little, you know, place for your, it just kind of helps you to know there's a pocket there. That's what I'm trying to say. Duh. So that's a couple of ways that you can make them a pocket. So now we're just going to kind of do a repeating process of tearing out pages and gluing in pages. And once we get that finished, we'll come back and we'll finish the book. once we get all of our pages in, we've got all of our pages in, then we need to go back to like the centers of the pages and put something in there just to kind of hide. I don't know if you can see, but you have the extra little papers from where you tore out pages, and you just want to make sure that, you know, your edges of your papers stay down. So I've took some of the actual book pages that I tore out of the book, and I put some of those down the middle. I've put some washi tape. I've put, this is just like shipping or packing tape. I've used some of the scraps of the pages that I tore down, you know, when I tore off the side of the pages to make them be the right width. And then I have some masking tape. So you can use anything you want to, but my favorite thing I think to use is actually the paper strips that I tore down, like these, simply because they're already the same length that I need them to be. And so you can just pick and choose and go through there and glue them in. I just use my Uhu glue stick, and what I do, I'll just show you real quick. Let me just find a good piece that I want to use here. Let's use this piece here. So I just take my piece and I just fold it in half. Run some glue down the side. Only one side. This makes it a little bit easier to get it laid into your book correctly. And then I just line that side up, and I go ahead and stick it down. And then I take my glue stick and I put some on the other side. Oops. And then I just kind of press that into the page like so. And then you don't have to worry about your page, you know, edges coming up, and you don't see those extra pieces, you know, that you ripped out of the journal. So I'm going to go through and get my papers or tape or washi or whatever laid into the centers, and then we'll come back and I'll show you some other ideas of fun things that you can do with your altered book. Just a quick note, another material that you can use is fabric. You can also lay fabric in the center, and it's very pretty. You could use fabric, you could use lace, any kind of trim that you have. Really the opportunities or possibilities are endless, you know, as far as the things that you can use to do this. But I just laid this in with my Uhu stick, and it stays really great. So that's just another idea that you can do for taping your spines. Okay, so I've got all of my pages with the middles completed, and I think what I'm going to do is call it a video for this video so that it's not too long. And I'll come back in the next video and I'll show you some fun little things that you can do to quickly decorate it and make it a gift worth being giveable. If that makes sense at all. So yeah, so we've got all of our goodies in the centers of the, whoops, I missed a page. I'll have to go back and do that one. But I'll come back in the next video and we'll do some decorating to it and make it pretty and make it look like it's a gift worth giving. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you make an altered book for someone that you love, because I know that this one is going to someone that I love, and I hope you have a good time with it. So if you have any comments or questions, you can leave them in the comment box below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for me if you will, and I hope y'all have a great day. Big hugs.